Okay, so the last piece of this before we let all the coaches go is going to be the all right, I want to go through the pyramids and in particular talk about the new pyramids that are allowed and where those go on your old scoring grid. And then coaches, you will be free to go. All right, that right there is one of the new versions that you can do. This is a basic front flip with one bracer, or some people call it Baja. I don't know why. I don't know if it was made up in Baja. I don't know. I don't know where it came from. That is your easiest version. So on that grid, do they have the new ones? Do you have a new one? Does it have some red print in it? Do you have one that has red, pink, as well as black? Perfect. All right, so where does that one fall? Read on there and tell me where that falls. It'd be flipping brace to a cradle, one bracer. No. Go back, way back up. It's the top of intermediate. That's the easiest version of these new pyramids, and it's really fairly easy. Now, let me tell you a couple things from a structural standpoint. If you see them take hands down here with one bracer, and again, I never say never, but 99% of the time, that is going to go to a cradle because it almost can't go to anything else. Just the structure of staying in contact starts jacking their shoulders up, and they can't get caught any higher than a cradle. Like, in other words, trying to get their feet back underneath. So if you see this, you're probably going to see it go to a cradle. So officials, as soon as you see that set up, you know exactly where that's going to fall, almost every time. Okay? Now, let's go to the super. Here's the hardest version of the new pyramids. Okay? Now look where her hands are this time. They're above her head, right? If you see that, it is almost always going to land at the top. Again, the structure just dictates that. Look at how her shoulders are. Watch when she lands at the top. Now, envision that grip landing at prep. Where would her hands go? They go up more, right? Now you're starting to rotate on the shoulder. So if you see this, it's almost always going to go to the top. It may go to prep. I probably would never recommend it with most arm legs. Okay? That's probably the hardest version. All right, where does that one go? I think it kind of gave it away by saying where. That's super elite. Okay, so that's the difference between the front flip and the reverse one. There's a pretty good difference on that, right? And there should be, because that's much harder. All right, now the two new ones that fall in between, and they're actually specifically listed. These are the side summies. There's two versions. This is my favorite version. I actually call this a pinwheel, but it is a type of side summy. Now, if you see this setup, you'll probably see it go to load, but it maybe could go to prep as well. It probably won't go to extended because it's too long in the air. They probably don't have the strength to hold it up that long. So prep is probably as high as you're going to catch that. But officials, again, you see that setup, you know it's probably going to be load or prep. Load or prep. More than likely, load. Okay? Here's the other version. This is where the base and the brace, the top and the brace face each other. This is also a side summy. And they are connected with hands. So you have the hip connection or the hand connection. That one will probably always go to low. Even prep's difficult because I don't have the full weight of the body. I've got the hands and I can't lift up on her as much. I'm not saying you couldn't get to prep, but more than likely you can catch low. You can half twist it. Yeah, the other parts of the brace flip rules didn't change. So you can half twist it. Actually, I have a half twist on there. There's two ways to do the half twist. This is the harder, more awkward version. Well, that's what it says on your rubric. Look what I put next to it.
Low, slightly lower.
Low, slightly low. So, yeah, if you'll notice on that label, and I can do that however you want. I did it that way because I thought it'd make the most sense. On your scoring grid, it doesn't say to a low, it says to prep. So I labeled it prep, but then in parentheses I put load is slightly lower. And really, you may want to just look at that labeling in general because you almost will never see that in a prep English.
Yeah.
Okay. Go to the, I'm sorry, yes, the half twist. Yeah, okay. This is the harder version of the half twist. Yeah, there's an easier version of that. I don't have a clip of it. Unfortunately, I only have the hard version. So you can have spin it. Awkward. They face each other. Yeah, that one's easier, and they actually finish facing out, which I think is better. This one's just awkward. Yeah, but unfortunately, when they made the change on the bracers, they didn't change the spinning number, so we're going to request that next year, because the full twist is actually the easier way to spin. Yeah. I don't have it in there, but I can find it. I do want to show you all something, and then you're all free to go. I want to show you from a teaching standpoint how to teach these side summies. Okay, I can't show you the video, but I'm going to describe it to you real quick. If you all are teaching side summies, that rotation is more awkward for most of your tops. They're used to a front or a back, right? It's this way. It's a much easier movement. The side summy, when you first start teaching it, if the girl's not tried it before, she will probably go side summy to about here and turn it into a front like here, because that's what she wants to do. So here's what you do. You set up the sides. All right, so I'm a bracer. You're going to have to do side summy. You have to do it. Face me. All right, so here's our side summy, right? I'm in a bracer, and we're getting ready to practice it. I'm also going to put a bracer on the back, and she's going to be on the hips. So then you're not. No, now you're scaring me. Yeah, so when we actually practice it, and then we're doing this and learning, she's actually helping her move to the hips. Okay, so there's a whole other stunt group here. But the cool thing is, I'm practicing a side summy, and if you remove me, I'm practicing the pinwheel at the same time. So you're practicing both versions of the pyramid while teaching her how to take hips overhead this way. So this is the safest way to teach it if you have a girl who hasn't done it before. Give her a big round of applause. Does everybody understand that? That's how I would teach it. And then you're practicing both pyramids at the same time also. Okay? Any more questions? Any questions? Scoring grid, scores, execution from our coaches. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for spending your Saturday out here. Please travel safe. Official.